Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to touch on a few things, much of which you've already heard today, that we're obviously excited about going into 2013. It starts with the new car, the Gen 6 car, and you're seeing, I think, what we started a few years ago was an unprecedented amount of collaboration with our entire industry, certainly with the drivers, teams, and tracks. That's a given. We've stretched that out to work a lot closer with the OEMs, all the car manufacturers, and others to do two things. One is to get a car that looks, from a technology standpoint and a resemblance standpoint, similar to what is on the showroom. We've done that. The second part, though, that we're still working on, and is using innovation, using our R&D center, and I want to give a little quick shout out to the group who's worked very, very hard on this project, which starts with Robin Pemberton, starts with Steve O'Donnell, but goes down to a lot of the engineers that you'll never see, who are working on making sure that our promise of the closest, most competitive racing in the world is kept. That's a hard promise for us to get right all the time. But that's why we're using innovation. We're using, as I said a time or two recently, a lot more science than art to accomplish that. So our recent testing is all designed not just to shake the car down and obviously get the car in the best position we can from a rules packages for the drivers. That's a given. But the second part of that is what are the things we can do with a clean, almost a clean sheet design to tighten up and close the racing up even tighter than it already is. And we're learning some things. As I said, we're using a lot more engineering, a lot more third-party expertise to accomplish that. And I'm quite satisfied that we're going to be on, and that'll be a continual thing for us to get right. Let me touch on just a few more things as we go into 2013. You saw the diversity group. We're real proud of that program has been going on for a number of years. We've got some talent now, not only hopefully in this class, but as you saw with Darrell Wallace a year ago, and I think he'll be on to bigger things. I'm hopeful that he's going to be on the national stage, one of our top national divisions at some point soon. And so we know that program is delivering results for us. I'm excited, in matter of fact, that we're going to take a NASCAR Mexico event and host it in Phoenix to get a real flavor of our diversity plan and our racing that's gone on very well south of the border. You hear the word innovation a lot, right? And we've talked about that with the car and so on. There's a couple other things that we're excited about that innovation is bringing us. And one of them is the track drying, which has always been a difficult thing for our fans, both on television and certainly at the track, that once it rains, how long it takes us to get the track dried again. So what I declared to our team a couple years ago is, let's change the way we do it. Let's innovate. Let's get a system, and the goal is to improve it by 80%. So that means if we're drying Daytona off, where it usually took two and a half hours, we get it down to 30 minutes. That's the goal, and we're real close. We'll be debuting our first cycle, our first generation of this track drying system, which is pretty interesting. And we're also going to do it in a much more green, carbon emission friendly way. What that means is, obviously, when you're at the track, we're going to be able to dry Martinsville off in 15 minutes. It's going to be a spectacular thing that all auto racing will benefit from this as we go down the road. And so why are we doing all these things? Obviously, everything that we're doing is designed to make the racing either better or the experience better when you're at track or watching us on television. That's what everything that we're up to and trying to get done at the R&D center and throughout the industry coming together. That's the goal. That's why we're so dedicated on doing that. Let me talk just a couple more things, because I'm going to take obviously a number of questions. But television, we've obviously announced the renewal of Fox in the first half. We're excited about extending that relationship on for 8 more years past 2013. And we are in the discussions right now to get the rest of the packages completed, and I anticipate that to be done here in the coming weeks and months. But it's a good time for premium sports properties like ourselves. So we're quite confident that we're going to get the right packages, the right partners. We have great partners now. My hope is that we'll be able to extend those relationships. But those negotiations are alive and well, going fine. But look, we're excited for everybody to get down to Daytona. You know, this is always an interesting time of year because you have teams that you've got new drivers, and Danica in this case, and some other rookies that always come in. Then you have team members that have changed places and teams that have made adjustments, and they're all anticipating competing at the highest level. But this year, with the new car, it adds that unbelievable excitement and anticipation. So it's a great time. We'll kick it all off here, as Joey said, at the 24 Hours this weekend, and we're looking forward to a spectacular 2013. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say, too, thank you so much for covering this sport week in and week out. We know you love it as much as we do. Thank you very much. Mike, I think.